You did exactly what we talked about. You went out into the field, you switched your camera to RAW, and you shot 1,000 images over the weekend. You captured the light. But now you are back at your desk. You plug in your memory card, open your editing software, and suddenly you are staring at a massive, insurmountable wall of flat gray files. You click the first one. You wait 2 seconds for it to load. You click the next one. It is slightly out of focus. You click the next one. The subject's eyes are closed. An hour goes by. You have looked at maybe 100 photos, your eyes are burning, and you haven't even started editing yet. The friction of the process completely kills your creative momentum, so you close the laptop and walk away. Your best photos are currently dying on a hard drive because your workflow is broken. A chaotic archive doesn't just waste time, it kills creativity. A clean vault gives you the mental space to actually create. We are going to build a ruthless, systematic funnel that handles those 1,000 images in minutes. But first, we need to completely rethink what it means to organize your work. I am Dale Sinclair, and today we are fixing lost weekends and buried masterpieces by building a bulletproof digital workflow. Welcome back to the studio. If the digital negative is your raw material, then your workflow is the factory. A bad factory destroys good materials. Before we even touch culling or editing software, we have to talk about the bedrock of your archive, the physical folder structure on your hard drive. Most photographers just dump all their photos into one massive folder labeled Pictures, or let their software decide where things go. This is a recipe for absolute disaster. Your folder structure is the absolute truth. Your editing catalog is just a temporary lens through which you view it. If your software crashes, or you switch editing programs 5 years from now, your entire catalog is gone. Your organizational system must exist independently of your editing software. Here is the professional standard. You build a vault, and a true vault follows the 3-2-1 backup rule. That means 3 total copies of your data stored on 2 different types of media, with 1 copy kept off-site, like in a cloud server. If a hard drive fails, and it will fail, you do not lose your life's work. On your dedicated photo hard drive, you create a folder for the current year. Inside that, you create folders for the months. And inside the month, you create your project folder. The project folder must always be named with the date first, formatted year, month, day, followed by the location or subject. For example, 2026-10-14-Tofino-Coast. This ensures your computer will automatically sort every single shoot you ever do in perfect chronological order, forever. Inside that specific project folder, you build 3 and only 3 subfolders. Folder 1 is Capture. This is the dump. Every single raw file from your memory card goes in here. Folder 2 is Selects. This is where your chosen edited master files will live. Folder 3 is Output. This is where you put the compressed JPEGs you export for Instagram, your website, or your clients. That is it. Do not overcomplicate it. And here is a critical piece of hardware hygiene. Never delete individual bad photos on the back of your camera to save space, and never drag them to the computer trash bin. Both of those actions fragment and corrupt the SD card's file system over time. Once your raw files are safely copied into the capture folder and backed up, you format the memory card inside the camera. That is the only safe way to clear it. Now we move to the most critical, time-saving phase of modern photography. The culling is the brutal, necessary process of throwing away the bad photos so the great ones can breathe. But before we talk about software, we need to have an honest conversation about why you are staring at 4,000 photos in the first place. We talked about this back in the very first module. If you are setting your camera to continuous high-speed burst mode and just holding the button down, hoping the camera will accidentally find the composition for you, you aren't practicing photography. You are just a machine gunner. The spray and pray method doesn't just ruin your awareness in the field, it guarantees a miserable, paralyzing nightmare at your desk. The fastest culling workflow in the world starts with intentionality before you press the shutter. But let's say you just shot a fast-moving wildlife sequence, and you genuinely have 1,000 frames to review. Historically, this was the worst part of the job, because photographers try to cull inside their deep editing software, like Lightroom. To show you a raw file, Lightroom has to mathematically unpack the data, demosaic the colors, and render a high-resolution preview. Multiply that heavy lifting by 1,000 images, and you have a massive loading bottleneck. You need the right tool for the job. You stop using your editing software to cull, and you use a dedicated ingestion tool like Adobe Bridge or a fast native RAW viewer. These programs don't render the heavy raw data. They just instantly load the tiny lightweight JPEG preview that is embedded inside every RAW file. There is zero loading time. You can scroll through 1,000 files as fast as you can press the key. Now that you have speed, you need a psychological framework. The biggest organizational mistake beginners make is trying to rate their photos on a scale of 1 to 5 stars right out of the gate. If you are looking at a photo and asking yourself, is this a 3-star or a 4-star image? You have already lost. You are wasting cognitive energy. Your first pass must be ruthlessly binary. It is either a yes or a no. It is in or it is out. Your brain actually makes visual decisions in under 200 milliseconds. Trust that instinct. Whatever software you are using, map your fingers to 2 specific keys, one for keep and one for reject. Keep a finger on each. Move fast. Do not overthink. Let me ask you this. Think about your last big trip or event. How many photos did you take, and how many actually made it to your final portfolio or your wall? Drop your ratio in the comments below. For most pros, keeping 5 out of 100 is a wildly successful day. If learning to strip away the friction is already taking the stress out of your archives, hit the subscribe button. We are building a community of photographers who control their workflow, not the other way around. Now, a quick caveat. If you shoot massive, chaotic volume for a living, like weddings or sports, there are standalone AI culling programs you can buy that will automatically detect closed eyes and pre-select the sharpest image of a burst. But listen to me carefully. Software cannot fix a hoarding problem. If you don't develop the discipline of intentional shooting and the binary cull first, buying an AI program will just help you organize a massive pile of bad photos slightly faster. The human discipline is the foundation. The software is just an option. Once you have done your binary pass, you take that small surviving group of keepers, maybe it's 50 out of 1,000, and you finally drag those files from the cold storage of your hard drive into the digital darkroom. This is called ingestion. When you import those 50 surviving photos into your heavy editing software, you are going to apply 4 critical layers of future-proofing. First, you rename them. A file named DSC_0045 means absolutely nothing if it accidentally gets dragged onto your desktop. Batch rename them upon import to match your folder structure. 2026_10_14_Tofino_001. This way, if a file ever gets misplaced, you know exactly where it belongs. Second, if your software offers something called Smart Previews, build them. Smart Previews are tiny, lightweight proxy files that let you edit your photos at lightning speed, even if your external hard drive is completely unplugged. Third, you apply metadata. Specifically, keywords. Take 30 seconds to select all 50 photos and type in the location, the subject, and the weather. Banff, mountains, snow. And if you are using modern software, explore the auto-tagging features where AI scans the image and applies these keywords for you automatically. If you do this, you can type snow into your catalog search bar 3 years from now, and every matching photo will instantly appear. Fourth, and finally, sidecar files. Many editing programs write a tiny text file right next to your RAW file on your hard drive, usually ending in .xmp. This file contains all of your slider adjustments. If you ever move your RAW files to a new folder on your computer, make sure those sidecar files go with them, or you will lose all of your hard-earned edits. Organization is not about being a neat freak. It is about buying back your time. We do this desk work efficiently, so we have more hours to spend chasing light in the field. Your assignment for this module doesn't require a camera. It requires a stopwatch. I want you to plug in an old hard drive and find a folder from a past trip or event that contains at least 300 to 500 photos, a folder you haven't looked at in a while. Set a timer on your phone for exactly 5 minutes. Open those photos in your computer's native viewer or Adobe Bridge. Your goal is to go through all 500 photos before the timer goes off, and you are only allowed to select your top 5 images. Use the binary system. Do not hesitate. Trust your gut reaction to the light and the composition. If you hesitate for more than 2 seconds, skip it. You will be shocked at how quickly your true creative voice rises to the surface when you remove the luxury of overthinking. You have successfully captured the maximum amount of light data by shooting RAW. You have built an indestructible vault for your files, and you have used a high-speed funnel to find the 5 best frames out of 1,000. You finally have your raw ingredients sitting on the table, isolated and ready. But right now, those files are still flat. They are still gray. They are waiting for you to breathe life into them. In the next module, we are opening the editing software to master the editing trinity: exposure, contrast, and AI masking. I'm Dale Sinclair. Keep your archives clean, and I'll see you on the path.